Hey guys, John here from Bring the SEO. Today I want to talk about having a point of difference. This is something that I'm sure all of you have experienced at one point or another. And this is essentially where you'll be talking or speaking with a prospect. You're explaining your services. Maybe you've sent them a proposal. You spent time analyzing their website. Perhaps you've even done an audit. You go through the entire process of explaining your services and essentially trying to convince them to work with you. You cover everything. And then they say, this other agency said they could do it a lot cheaper. There's nothing more frustrating than when this happens. And it happens for the simple reason that you're not different. There's nothing special about you, your agency, your offer, or anything. So how do you solve this problem? The simple answer is you've got to have a point of difference. Let's jump onto my computer real quick and I'll give you a couple of things to think about as to how you can have a point of difference and avoid this situation where you're quoting a prospect, $3,500 a month, and they say, but hang on a second, we just spoke with this other agency and they said they could do it for $500. Okay, so how can we have a point of difference? I want to just preface this by saying I'm not going to cover absolutely every way of how you can go about doing this, but I'll certainly cover probably the three biggest ones that come to mind. Having a point of difference when you're providing SEO services. The first one that comes to mind, and this is the most obvious one, is to specialize. Right? By focusing on a specific industry or service offering and going all in on it so you're seen as an expert in that space. This is the fastest way to go about becoming the obvious choice and selling in a category of ones who can't be compared to that agency down the road who does SEO for everyone, for $99 a month. If you specialize and go all in, for example's sake, I don't know, let's say you specialize in SEO for roofers, okay, and you go all in on roofing for SEO for roofing contractors and position yourself in the market so that you're just speaking to roofers. This is a lot different than just, maybe running ads or doing cold outreach and emailing and cold calling and, essentially running around the internet with your hair on fire. And more importantly, pitching your services, because if you specialize, if you go in on one particular industry, when you're pitching your services, right, think about the person that you're actually pitching them to. If you're operating as a generalist and you're going through maybe some case studies or results to a roofer and you're talking about results you got for a hair salon or an online store that sells trampolines, that's just not relevant. And this is exactly the reason why maybe you'll get to the end of the pitch and they'll say, yeah, well, that was interesting, but this other place down the road said they could do it for $300. Why are you so expensive? So position yourself, specialize, niche down and specialize and establish yourself as an expert in your chosen industry. Next, having an offer. Guys, you've got to have a compelling offer. I see ads all the time on Facebook from digital marketing agencies and SEO agencies where they're saying, in fact, I saw one recently, rank number one in Google or you don't pay until you rank. That is a terrible offer. I've seen a whole bunch of other ones, but usually they're all to do with rankings, which is just nonsense. And if you think about it, if you're sitting with a prospect and you're trying to pitch and sell your services and you're saying, hey, we can rank you first page in Google, who gives a shit? So can a million other SEO agencies. And of course, again, if that's your pitch and your offer, they're going to say, well, hang on a minute, why are you $5,000 a month? These people over here said that they can do the same thing for like $300 a month. So you've got to get out of this. You've got to get out of this situation where the client sees an orange and an orange, and it has to be something like an orange and a fruit basket. It has to be so incredibly compelling and attractive that they can't say no. Now, in terms of creating a compelling offer, here's the most immediate and obvious one that comes to mind. Creating a compelling offer such as a guaranteed return on investment or some form of outcome or result. I speak about this in the SEO Accelerator program. You should be offering some sort of guarantee or risk reversal to your clients to say that, hey, if we work together, and this is just an example, if we work together for 12 months and you don't get a positive return on investment, then you don't pay. or we'll continue to work for free until you do, or you'll full money back guarantee. Well, full money back, you get a full refund without any questions asked, okay? That's a lot different from saying, hey, we're going to send you an invoice of $5,000 once a month, and we're just going to do our best, and maybe something might happen. That's a really shit offer, and that's very common in the SEO space. And it's exactly why, again, you might find yourself in a situation where clients are saying, we're just going to take the cheapest option. Now, lastly, value adding. Think about the service offering. Think about what you're actually offering to the prospect, and think about how you can elevate that service offering even further by providing or including value add-ons. For example's sake, if you've niched down and specialized, think about building pre-made templates for your chosen niche, so you're not wasting the first 3 to 6 months of every campaign fixing or mucking around with broken websites. And if you do this right, you can actually position and say, hey, if you work with us, yes, we're not the cheapest, we're $5,500 a month, but you're going to get a free website. Why is that so attractive? Well, our free websites are purpose-built. We know that they convert at 8%, and given the historical data and information and everything else that we've captured, we know with confidence that you're going to get a positive return on investment working with us. Now, my next point here is sales training. You don't have, this is a little bit outside of SEO, but if you're providing SEO services and you're sending a company leads, chances are, and I've seen this happen, right? A lot of companies and business owners, they're not good at sales. So if you're sending them leads and they're not closing, well then that doesn't make a lot of sense. So if you can go one step further and say, hey, we've got this sales training. And again, this only makes sense if you niche down. We've got this sales training that you can, jump in and watch online, or we can help you set up your CRM so you can track and you'll know where your customers are coming from. That is hugely attractive, right? That's a big difference, right? Because think about it. If you're speaking with a prospect and they're speaking with 7 other agencies and they're looking at these guys over here for $99 a month, and they go to you and you say, we can help you set up a CRM and handle all of your sales and provide you with assistance in terms of closing more, customers and making more sales, the price becomes irrelevant and they're going to go, these are our guys. Okay, now my next point here is focus on revenue, which I talk about at length in the SEO Accelerator program. If you're talking about vanity metrics and keywords, impressions and click-through rates, then you're the same as everyone else and you're going to experience the pushback around, not being any different. And or personalized consulting, which is something I just threw in at the end. The bottom line is this: you can't just be like everyone else, because if you are, you'll just be compared to everyone else, and when that happens, it just becomes a race to the bottom. You've got to be unique. You have to be unique so that you become the obvious choice. Again, this comes back to something that I said just a moment ago, right? If they're looking at you and they're looking at 7 other agencies and you all look the same, then they're just going to choose the agency that has the cheapest price. So just to recap, specialize, niche down, specialize, be seen as an expert in your space, create a compelling offer. Can't just go to market and say, hey, we'll rank you first page in Google, and value add. Think about the market that you operate in or the industry or niche that you operate in, and think about the problems that your prospects have in that space and how you can potentially value add in order to help those people do better. Okay, that's it from me. If you have any questions, post them below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Hey, if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to learn more, head over to bringtheseo.com. We provide lead gen and sales training for SEO consultants wanting to automate client acquisition and onboard higher paying clients without all the stress and overwhelm.